Recording.
My name's Colin Goodman. This is my presentation for my Media Ethics module on the BA Honours in Creative Media. So what is media ethics? Media ethics is the moral principles that oversee the broadcast of media. Ethics is the branch of philosophy that deals with morality. Ethics is concerned with distinguishing between good and evil in the world, between right and wrong human actions, and between virtuous and non-virtuous characteristics of people. That's a quote that you see all the references at the end. So that's that, but applied with media to make media ethics. So different types of ethics. So you've got meta-ethics, normative ethics, applied ethics, and descriptive ethics. So meta-ethics is the study of the meanings between ethical terms and the nature of ethical judgments, the type of ethical arguments. So meta-ethics asks questions such as, what is the meaning of ethical terms, such as good and right and should? What are motives for acting ethically? And what is the nature of moral reason? How is it different from other types of reasoning? You've got normative ethics, which is concerned with the criteria of what is morally right and wrong. It includes the formulation of moral rules that have direct implications for what human actions, institutions, and the way life should be. You've got applied ethics, which is actual application of ethical theory for the purpose of choosing an ethical action in a given issue. And finally, descriptive ethics, which is about what motivates pro-social behaviour, how people reason with ethics, and people believe that overriding importance in how societies regulate behaviour, such as punishing people for doing certain actions. So approaches to ethics. So basically, philosophers nowadays tend to divide ethical theories into three areas, which is three from the list before. Meta-ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. So again, meta-ethics deals with the nature of moral judgment, looks at the origins and meaning of ethical principles. Normative ethics is concerned with the content of moral judgment and criteria for what is right and wrong. And applied ethics looks at controversial topics like war, animal rights, and capital punishment. So now I'm going to go into Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant was a German philosopher. He had a big impact on ethics. Kant believed that certain types of actions, including murder, theft and lying, were absolutely prohibited, even in cases where the action would bring more about happiness than the alternative. He believed there was a supreme principle in morality, and he referred to it as the categorical imperative, which determines what our moral duties are. And there's a picture in there, figure 2. So, categorical imperative and the universal law. So, categorical imperative is a moral law that is unconditional or absolute for all agents, the validity of or claim of which does not depend on the motive or end. For example, like you should not steal or something like that. And the universal law is purely formal or logical statement and expresses the condition of rationality of content rather than its morality, which is expressed in another Kantian formula. So act as to treat humanity, whether in your own personal and another, always as an end and never only as a means. That's actually a quote straight from Immanuel Kant. So here are some examples of ethical issues, sort of like they're just images. Right, so there's figure 3, there's a picture of a monkey. This raised ethical issues because the monkey used an actual photographer's camera to take this picture, and it raised an argument as to who should own the picture. Should the monkey be given human rights, and is it his or is it the photographer's? Which is just a strange topic, really, isn't it? But But yeah, no, so yeah, that raises a lot of ethical issues because it's an animal, but should it be given human status for the purpose of this picture? Okay, figure 4 is another photo. This is another picture that raised ethical issues. It's a picture of a young man and his son were walking, and they've seen this horse that's been trained to smile, and they took a picture and won a competition to go on holiday, and the person who owns the horse actually said she should have won the holiday because it's her horse. But again, it raised ethical questions, because don't have the horse on display where people can walk past. I don't teach you to smile either, really, because if you're going to do that, people are going to take photos, won't they? Okay. And then obviously you've got figure 5, which is the Syrian crisis, which is something I touched on in my first module, which raised a lot of ethical issues because around newspapers and the way the Syrian crisis and the refugees were portrayed in the media. They made it out to be like they're a big problem, which isn't right. The way I look at it is, if it was Britain, not Syria, that was in that crisis, I'd want someone to help us. So that raises ethical issues also. How can we help them, etc. So I'm going to go on to my topic and case study now, which is Periscope. Periscope is a live video streaming app. You can stream live videos through it via any mobile, tablet, iPad device. A quote: "It allows you to watch and broadcast live video from across the globe, meaning you could switch from watching a peaceful wander across the beaches of Cornwall to a protest in Egypt, for example." Okay, and in August 2015, a report proves that 10 million people signed up to Periscope in just 4 months, and has nearly 2 million daily active users watching 40 years of videos per day. So it just shows the vast amount of how much people are using Periscope. Okay, so what ethical issues are surrounding Periscope? Although Periscope may seem like a fun and friendly app, it does raise a lot of ethical issues. You don't know what you might see. Terrorism, and you've got no control over what's on it. So, if you could just click on a video and it's live, so it's hard to monitor, and it can't be just taken down because it's just been put on. So you could see terrorism. If you could accidentally come across a live video of a terrorist act, it could be disturbing for the viewer. Sexual content could be viewed by someone underage, or even a live rape video, which I'm going to touch on as my case study. Bullying, you can see someone getting bullied, which is another ethical issue. You see someone getting bullied, which isn't nice, which you don't want to see. And also another thing is, anyone can be filmed without even knowing it, because it's live. It can't be really monitored straight away. So that raises ethical issues also. And I've got a quote here, experts say abuse is a threat. People could be hurt by this emotionally. So that was from a book, that's also, I've referenced it, it's also my assignment too. I feel this belongs to the normative ethics. Because again, it's concerned with what's right and wrong, and I think that's got a big part with Periscope, what's right and wrong from human actions. Another thing as well is, these points could be said about any video online on YouTube, on any video streaming, because it's live. It adds a bit more of like a sinister edge to the app, which isn't good. Okay, so I'm going to go on to my case study now. So the case that we'll be talking about is a story on BBC News, and the headline reads, "Woman accused of live streaming a rape on Periscope." So if you look here, you've got figure 7. That's the lady who's been accused of videoing it, and that's the person who's been accused of actually performing it. Yeah, so she's been accused of filming him raping someone on Periscope. And also it was brought to the attention of authorities because someone actually seen it live, which explains what I was talking about before about the different how it can affect people. So that's the which also again this shows how many ethical questions are raised with Periscope, how it can be good, but also has a sinister side to it. Okay, also on the same article, it just goes to show how it is being abused, because it says here, it says on the same article, a woman streamed herself driving home intoxicated with alcohol or drugs, or both. They weren't 100%, but definitely one of them. A murderer broadcasted footage of himself in a US jail in jail, broadcast it live until his phone was confiscated, which again no one wants to stumble across a video of someone in prison, do they? And also teenagers were arrested for streaming live footage of themselves robbing a van. So yeah, it just shows that. And also, I feel like this relates to normative ethics. If we go back to lost myself here, bear with me. Yeah, again, I feel like it relates to normative ethics because it's concerning criteria what's morally right and wrong. Moral rules and implications for human action. So that I feel like that falls very strongly into that category. And so yeah. Okay. So what's the future of Periscope? Will there be some form of monitoring the system, so that literally there will be someone monitoring it, maybe 24/7, well, not one person but a team, so they can instantly, so we can flag up with, like, Joe, if you text someone and the word bomb was in it, I think that'd be like shortlisted to whoever, so they'd watch it. So I think maybe that could be a. Then you've got the threat of people calling it something different also. They could have a bombing but call it I don't know, Me and the Family at Disneyland. So that's something to take into account. How could blocking and monitoring it be implicated? Because surely the user will still be able to access the videos, or if not, if they're blocked from the app or their account's taken down, they can just open a new one, which raises problems. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Any questions? Also, I will just say for that, here's my list of references as well. I haven't put them, when I've uploaded it, I've not added them into my notes. So obviously my notes just for me. So they're all the last 3 slides, slide 13, 14, 15 of my slideshow. But yeah, any questions?
That's it, thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?